have a problem and you don't know what to do, take your problems to the Lord and leave them there. If there is an answer that you are searching for, Jesus Christ, He is the answer and the key to unlock the door. If we learn to pray, it's safe. The world has turned their back on you. Learn to pray, it saves when there's nobody praying but you. If there is a need in your life, in your search the whole world over, still you cannot find the answer to all your trouble. It's right before your eyes. If we learn to pray, it saves when the world has turned their back on you. Learn to pray, it saves when there's nobody praying but you. Yeah, you should learn. Well, you ought to learn how to pray. Yeah, you ought to call on Jesus. You ought to call on Jesus. I know He'll always answer prayer. Yes, He will. He will always answer prayer. I know you ought to learn to pray. You ought to learn to pray. You ought to learn to pray. You ought to learn. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You ought to learn how to call on Jesus. You ought to go down on, go down on your bending knees. Call on Jesus. Yeah.